Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to react to a animation video. A kid show. A fairy tale. I don't know anymore. It's one of those things. It's not a Monday, so we're not reacting to animations. It's not a Thursday, or is it? Don't know anymore, do we? Because it's all mixed in together. Animation, kid show, or fairy tale. So it's like a side series anyway. So it can be either animation videos or maybe, I don't know, a kid show. I don't know. Anyway, let's watch Little Red Riding Hood, because that's what I have to watch now. Or do I? Let's begin. Okay, from the start it looks a little bit vintage, but we also watched loads of rubbish old-fashioned videos anyway, and they're still bad. But some are good, as we already know. I didn't watch this as a kid. Neither did you. So this is a new experience for us, okay? Also, you might be living in a different country that didn't have all this, so it's new to you as well.
Once upon a time, a little girl lived with her mother in a small stone cottage near the edge of a great forest. Everywhere the little girl would go, she always wore a beautiful red cape and hood. Soon she became known by everyone as Little Red Riding Hood. One morning, her mother asked her to carry a basket of cookies to her grandmother. Her mother told her not to leave the path or stop to talk to anyone on the way. Grandmother lived in a little yellow house at the other edge of the wood, and Red Riding Hood would have to hurry to return home before dark. After waving goodbye to her mother,
You saw it too. So you think your mother's down there even though she's up there, and you're saying, "Goodbye, Mummy. I know you're up there, but I'm just going to say goodbye down here. Goodbye." I'm not saying that's inappropriate, because you know kid shows are already inappropriate, but that's just not even inappropriate, that's confusing. So back in the 50s, did you know that your mother was small, but you know at the same time they're tall? So if they're saying, okay, so what, okay, let me get this straight. So your mothers and fathers in the 50s, I think, I'm not sure, according to this program, you could tell, even though they're small, even though they're big, it's confusing me now, even though they're big, you say goodbye or say hello or saying how a lovely day you have been or whatever, and you keep on saying, "How's your day, Mummy? How was your day, Father? How, you know, and like, it's been good. I know you're up there, Mummy and Dad, but I'm just saying, I'm just looking at your toes." Have I missed something here? Did I just, well, in this generation, we look to their faces, not to their toes. Maybe it's the 50s fashion. I don't know.
she set out at once, carrying her little yellow basket over her arm. At first Red Riding Hood walked straight along the bright forest path. But soon, near the riverbank, she saw a beautiful field of wildflowers. They were growing...
What?
They were growing...
I'm so glad I wasn't living in the 50s, because when you lived in the 50s, your face changes like this. You don't just move your face, you don't change your expression like this. You do it like this. Am I just... This is terrifying. Don't watch Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, you thought Red Riding Hood was scary. This is more scary than that, okay? I saw the film, it's not even scary. You think it's scary, you think it's weird and everything, even though it's not. This is more weird and crazy. And a little bit disturbing. I'm not even making that up. Okay, can I just say something, guys? Even though the animation is terrible, it's not worse than you think it would be, because they are trying. It's not worse like they're not even bothered, but they're still doing it kind of worse. This is worse in a good way. But the other worst animation show, not show, but the other reacting to worse animation is that it's because the animation in that is worse like they're not even bothered kind of way. But this they are trying. So you could say maybe even though they're not even bothered, they're still trying. Kind of worse. So it's trying and not trying, but making it creative and even more creative to the standard. Trying. Worse. And then I don't know. But put in the comments what you think, guys. Because maybe I'm wrong. Because you think I'm always wrong, guys. Alright? So you just put in the comments what you think.
everywhere under the tall green trees. She thought it would be great fun to pick a few flowers to surprise her grandmother. Then she remembered. Her mother had told her she must not leave the path. But the day was so beautiful, the forest so friendly, and the flowers so colorful, that she thought there could be no harm in disobeying her mother just this one time.
I'm more interested in what's in the background. Is that, I don't know, Bald Mountain or something? Is that, the evil side of, the Little Mermaid's palace? I don't know. I know there's a lot of questions I won't have the answer to, because this show is not even bothered to tell me what's in the background. Let alone the foreground, because the foreground is even more terrifying. Like, what? Oh, I'm picking up flowers. Oh, I lost my teeth. Have you just, did your teeth fall out? Because, yeah, because that's what Little Red Riding Hood used to do. She didn't clean her teeth properly, and her teeth are falling out. That's why she went like this. Come on, guys. This is the 1950s. You need to do even better than Ala Barb or the Peanut Venter or something. Evolvement is what you call trying your best and even getting a little bit better in the future, yeah? To 1 to 10, guys, what do you think about this? Do you think this is rubbish? Although, not only she looked like her teeth were falling out, but she also looked a little bit angry. Maybe she's a rebel.
The flowers smelled so sweet, sweeter than peppermint candy. Then Red Riding Hood heard a gruff voice say, "Yes, they certainly are beautiful flowers." She turned and saw the big greedy wolf of the forest standing on top of a rock. Red Riding Hood had never seen a wolf before, so she was not afraid. She thought he was the biggest and most beautiful brown dog she'd ever seen. He appeared so friendly, too, when he spoke to her. She didn't know what a wicked animal a wolf could be. Mr. Wolf asked her what she was doing all alone in the forest. Red Riding Hood told him she was on her way to her grandmother's house with some fresh cookies and a bouquet of flowers. "And where does your grandmother live?" asked the wolf. "She lives in a small yellow house with a red roof just over the hill." "Well," said the wolf, "good day to you, my little girl." And he disappeared into the bushes. Red Riding Hood was disappointed to see the wolf go. She wanted him to stay longer, but it was getting late, and it was best that she be on her way. Meanwhile, Mr. Wolf ran slyly through the wood, along the path and over the hill, until he reached Grandmother's house. When Red Riding Hood arrived at her grandmother's house, she knocked at the door, but there was no answer. She knocked again, and a strange, gruff voice said, "Lift the latch and come in." It was strange, but the bright sunshine of the forest made Grandmother's room appear very dark. It seemed so dark to Red Riding Hood that she could hardly see her grandmother in bed. Grandmother looked so different, and her voice sounded so deep and gruff. Perhaps Granny'd been ill with no one to look after her. "Oh, Grandmother, how you've changed. What long ears you have," said Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to hear you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "Oh, but Grandmother, your nose. What a long nose you have." "All the better to smell with, my dear," replied the wolf. "Oh, Grandmother, what large eyes you have." "All the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. And then Red Riding Hood saw clearly his long, sharp teeth. "But, Granny, what great sharp teeth you have." "All the better to eat you with, my dear." Grandmother was ever so grateful to see Red Riding Hood safe and sound. The brave huntsman was very proud of his trusty old gun. Grandmother and Red Riding Hood thanked him for killing the wolf and saving their lives. The hunter bade them farewell, proudly shouldered his gun, and marched back along the path to his home in the forest. Red Riding Hood was happy to know that the greedy wolf of the forest could never again frighten or harm her. So she started cheerfully for home to join her mother, where she lived happily ever after.
What? What's on a miss? Oh, it's over. Well, that's good. That is already over, and we have to not really watch the hot shag ever again. So that's good. Okay, so what we have to say about this? It's good. I know I took the mick out of it, saying it's not good. It is actually better than the other worst animations on this channel. on what we react to on this channel. But even though it's really bad and terrible, it's still worth it to watch. Okay, so the acting was bad. Well, the narrating was bad. The animation is passable, and it's in the middle, isn't it? Because you don't really know. I don't really know. Put in the comments what you think. And if you can't because you're not even bothered, that's okay. Just go home and just watch our worst animations that you have in your house. Because I just already watched the worst one. Not really, it's just alright. It's alright. It's alright. Yeah, okay. So obviously this is a new series called Reacting to Fairy Tales. Even though it's not really a series because it was a series, it'll be probably in worse animation, reacting to animation, reacting to kid shows. But anyway, just take that out there. It's another series called Reacting to Fairy Tales. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.